Hi everybody, Laurie here, and thank you for stopping by my channel. If it's Thursday on this channel, that means it's time for me to upload to the Let's Talk About Butt Stuff playlist, which is all about Crohn's disease. Today I have a special treat for you. I am visiting with my husband specifically about the impact of chronic illness, and more specifically Crohn's disease, on the spouse of the person who's sick. So I cannot wait to get into that, but before we do, I'm going to take care of some basic housekeeping that we take care of before every single episode. First things first. Click that subscribe button and ding the bell. Every time you ding the bell, it gives you notifications for when I upload new episodes to this channel. I upload new episodes of Dear Barrett, my kind of fun, zany, turban, sassy, Dear Abby style show every Tuesday and Saturday. I upload new episodes to the Crohn's playlist, Let's Talk About Butt Stuff, every Thursday. And once per week, I upload to the AuthorTube playlist here on this channel. If you're not subscribed and you don't ding the bell, you're not going to get notifications to know when all the new stuff is hitting. So ding the bell. Also, if you like the content, I'm gay, not a mind reader, so go ahead and click the like button and leave me a comment below. That helps me curate content specifically for what you prefer. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in my very handsome and talented husband, Ricky, and I appreciate you all stopping by for us to talk about the butt stuff, specifically the impact of chronic illness on spouses. This is my handsome husband.
Hi.
Rick Laurie. I call him Ricky, so I'll probably call him Ricky in the video, just out of habit. So, but it's Rick to the rest of you. I would even say like middle of September, end of September really, of 2019, I had what I thought was hemorrhoids, which I'm gonna put a video up here. That is the overview video of when I got sick, so you can kind of follow the timeline. We're gonna give a very abridged version here. But essentially at the beginning of October, I had what I thought was hemorrhoids, got some over-the-counter topical creams. We were supposed to have lunch with Ken, is when we really knew there was a problem. And I was fine that morning, and then at lunch my fever spiked to like 102, and I was terribly sick and couldn't move. And then remember, he sent you like a really catty response, like, maybe you should go see a doctor, girl. Well, he's also a subscriber on here, so like I know he'll see this. But he sent me like kind of a catty response. Remember, because I felt obligated to get up and go. I said I'm gonna go. We've canceled on him a couple of times.
Yeah, I remember this.
Remember, I had been
like, why are you going with the
yes, and I had been because
like,
I've been sick, and I'd missed him the few other times because I hadn't felt well. My husband, who is the son of a nurse, insisted that I go see a doctor, which my mother trained me only the week due.
Which means last minute?
Just, you don't do it. You just don't go to the, you go to the doctor for like your arm being, like physically there's a bone sticking out of your body.
You're pretty much dying on the
Yes, you have to be dying on the table in order to go see a doctor. So he made me go see a doctor. Our family doctor, we had the same family doctor, which I've said in other videos, if you're a gay man out there, I highly recommend having a gay physician because it makes it better to kind of be open about what's going on in your life. Horribly misdiagnosed. So I took the antibiotics for 10 days. The fever went away. I started to feel better, still had pain. The pain was increasingly getting worse. And then I had another fever spike. And it was at that point that, again, my husband was like, go see the doctor. And I was like, no, that's ridiculous. Only the weak go see doctors. And he said, go see a mother flippin' doctor.
Yeah, and I was also probably saying get to a specialist immediately.
Well, yeah, you said to insist that he send us to a specialist, which is true. That is what you said. So, anywho, so I got in to see my doctor. He took one look at the situation back there and was like, I think you have a fistula. And then directed me to a colorectal surgeon, Dr. Smith, who we love. I think I can say that for both of us.
She's very knowledgeable.
She's amazing. Went to see her. First appointment, so this is at the end of October, last week of October or so at that point. Couldn't get in to see her until December 16th. By December 16th, I could no longer sit down. Do you remember that?
Yep.
I could not sit, I couldn't drive a car. I woke up in pain every day at like 5:30, 6 a.m. At that point, I wasn't on an opioid yet for the pain. It was just Tylenol, which was not cutting it. Oh, and I was taking ibuprofen, which, if you have Crohn's disease, talk to your specialist because actually ibuprofen can make your inflammation worse. Remember, we didn't know that, and I was like pounding ibuprofen, so that probably didn't help.
I don't remember when we got that information.
Dr. Smith.
Oh, yeah.
right after that surgery, when she gave me the opioid, she was like, you should not be taking ibuprofen in case you have Crohn's.
Right.
And then Dr. Deepak has been like, never
Yeah.
take ibuprofen.
Yeah, that's one suggestive thing I could say is like you need a journal.
Oh, yeah.
Probably everything that you're doing, whether you're the Crohn's patient or you're
The
spouse, is like if you journal it and you can reference back in case you're ever on video. I don't know. Trying to remember what was going on in the past.
So December 16th, I see her. She does a few procedures in the office with the baby doctors, the student doctors, which
Yeah.
is
Residents.
Sure, that's the right word.
Yeah.
Residents. Baby doctors. That's what I'm going to call them. So anyway, I went in with them, and she basically said, "This is for sure a fistula. I don't think you have Crohn's." And really, I had several of the symptoms of Crohn's. The one I didn't have, and the reason that she was sure I didn't have it was the same reason Dr. Deepak didn't think I had it the
Did she
first time I
say you
saw him.
didn't have Crohn's, or she's
Well,
speculating?
they wouldn't even make a
Yeah, I don't
diagnosis
think she made
until
a diagnosis.
they wouldn't do a diagnosis until they had done my colonoscopy, which I didn't do until later. We haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
But the reason she in the office said I don't think it's Crohn's is my weight gain.
Yeah.
Because I had gained a significant amount of weight over that
Yeah.
time from the first time I noticed an instance of my life where I had a rectal bleeding related to this in 2017.
Yeah.
I gained 50 pounds in that time span, and you chose to marry me in that time span, which is really...
Well, we were engaged before that. So.
Yeah, no, we were married at that point. By the time
Yeah.
of that appointment,
But
we
even...
Yeah, because we got married in December of 2019.
We did.
We won't say the date because we didn't really have. It was very private. We were like celebrities, just very private. Wedding. But so anyway, we went to that appointment. And she's like, I don't think it's Crohn's. I think we can do this surgery called a fistulotomy, which is when they carve a tunnel through the spot from your intestines to where the fistula has borne a hole to the surface around your anus, and it's leaking fluid. They'll cut that open so it can heal, kind of fillet it like a fish, and that's the best option. She's like, we won't do that if it cuts into your sphincter too much because you're too young to be pooing your pants.
Have you explained why that infection was there?
Yes, I did a whole
Good.
fistula. Yeah.
Good. Just want to make sure they
I
understand.
love that you're not watching my channel.
He actually hasn't asked me to yet, so I'm not prying.
Oh,
like I
so
want to.
I have to ask you to watch this.
I could creepily look online, I don't know, and find
You're
it.
subscribed to this.
Yeah. Probably, I don't know.
You are. You absolutely are. This is the best moment of my day.
I think I would want to watch it with you. Like,
That's definitely making it. That you've not watched my videos. I'm literally doing 3 to 4 episodes of new content every single week, and my own husband isn't watching them.
Yeah. I guess explain why you think.
Why I think that is?
Yeah.
I don't. You
I'm
don't.
living
You
it.
don't care enough.
I'm living,
Because you live with me. Okay.
I'm living it day by day, minute
Oh,
by
you mean the
minute.
Crohn's videos
Yes,
specifically?
the
Oh, I thought you
Crohn's
meant
or-
all of them.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh, okay, the Crohn's videos. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
you
author
are-
one or whatever. Yeah, I haven't gotten to that.
No
I didn't
one's
know.
watched that one.
Yeah.
Like, you're not missing anything. No one's watching that yet.
But also-
So I have my first appointment with Dr. Smith, the colorectal surgeon, December 16th. At that time, she tells me it's a fistula, that she thinks she can perform a fistulotomy. She may have to put in a ceton, but it'd be temporary, and that I should heal up very quickly and easily, and once that's done, the pain that I was experiencing should go away. She wrote me a script for the pain at the time, which was incredibly helpful, because I couldn't sit. There's no way I could have done Christmas with my family.
Yeah,
Normally
and I think
without that.
everybody has to understand the amount of pain.
Oh.
You could tell from the look in his face.
Oh, yeah.
And his energy and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Well, I couldn't sleep.
And just telling me. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
could see it.
Yeah, it was
Like when somebody says like, "Oh, I can see you glow. You look like you're glowing today." You could see the pain. I'm
Yeah.
like,
was like
what?
radiating off
Yeah,
of me.
Yeah.
Plus, I was saying things to you, which we'll talk about when we get to the part about like mental health. But I think I was like actually verbally saying things to you like, "Kill me, like push me out of a moving car, push me down the stairs, just end it. Like I want to be dead, basically, because I was in so much pain at that point. So anyway, I had the colonoscopy, and they come back that I do have some wall thickening, which is inflammation in my intestines, but at that point, they didn't think it was Crohn's disease. So she didn't refer me to a GI doctor for Crohn's at that time. She just set up the surgery for me the second week of January. At this point, COVID is a thing. So it's not a thing where it was really scary, but remember at the intake, they asked us all kinds of questions. Had we been to China? All kinds of stuff. And
this was like mid-January?
Mid-January.
Yeah, which
so very early.
Mid-March was when
it blew
things
up.
started to get real scary.
Blew up. Yeah. So January, have the surgery, and I'm actually asleep. You and my sister were waiting for me. Right, hung out together while I had the surgery. Yep. I came out and the doctor met with you. Now this time you all did not record it, correct?
We didn't. It was the first kind of...
we thought it would just be outpatient, like one and done.
It was the first time I ever talked with Radhika one-on-one.
Dr. Smith.
Yeah, Radhika. Did I say your name right?
Yeah.
Smith, yeah. So.
Well, I think it's even, if that's a tip from us to a spouse, it's even good for the patient to be able to hear it later, like so, which we'll get to this. Right. So anyway, so the tip would be ask the doctor if they're comfortable recording it so the patient can listen. Yeah. And if they're not, then take really good notes.
Right. Well, it's a funny story because I just started recording her and she's like, "Oh, you're recording me." I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
Well, that was the second time. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But yeah. Well,
so that's why I always say you should probably
technically
ask,
in the state of Missouri, you don't have to ask. You can record without asking the other person. But we're not going to get into that. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not advising you on what to do. I just know that much. So, okay, so that's the first surgery, and we think it's an outpatient. They send me home. They did say I couldn't do stairs for, I think it was just a few days. So we stayed at my mom's and my sister's, which was actually great because my mom had been in Chicago for meetings. She came home. I had 3 wonderful caretakers who were all like falling all over themselves to take care of me, and I love to be the center of attention. So
we had it all planned out.
It was wonderful. They cooked for me. They did everything. And really, I think we thought that first week that she was right, that the pain was going to go away, and I was doing better. And we came home, and
I was able to take off for 2 weeks.
Sorry, we should say that. Yeah. Was that FMLA at that point?
It was, I think so. Yeah.
Yes, I
think it was
so
FMLA.
So you had FMLA. It was 2 weeks that you had off.
Paid.
What was the process of that for you, like at work?
Well, I didn't want to tell everybody because it's kind of a personal situation, so I just directly went to my manager and my GM to let her know, hey, this is what's up. So they just gave me a link, and I call this company that they are affiliated with, a third party, and they approve it through a form I fill out. But I had to get the approval first from the assistant of the doctor. So
work with your surgeon or your GI doc.
Yeah, so from the assistant, I had to wait until the surgery was performed for me to go on FMLA to make sure that the surgery was done, I guess, first. And then, like, the patient doesn't skip it or something. And then just to see how the surgery goes right afterwards and kind of see the pain levels or whatever the case may be of how long they may think. I'm glad I did because that it made me become closer to my husband as well as... because I was able to be there every single minute of everything he was dealing with, and for me to be able to take care of him when he needed, probably when he needed me most.
When he says to be closer to me, like, I'm just going to give an example. So, and I've told them what a ceton is in the other surgery. So I didn't actually end up having the fistulotomy. I ended up having a partial fistulotomy and a ceton. She couldn't complete the fistulotomy because it did go through my transferous sphincter, and she didn't want to cause long-term damage for my holding in the poos. So she did a ceton, and for the first week you have a ceton placed, someone has to touch it. Like, you have to spread your cheeks, and someone has to come in
and look at it
and see if it's pink. And then they gotta touch it a little bit. So
you get to see every side of your husband.
Oh yes, you saw the dark side of the moon, literally. My
significant.
Husband's touched my ceton every day for a week to see if it's infected. It wasn't getting hot. I was feeling better. We decided to come home, leave my mom's after about a week, I think. right? We stayed about a week.
Yep.
And
Were enough where I guess you didn't have a terrible pain where you could walk upstairs.
Yeah. I was off of the pain med, I think, when I came home.
You forced yourself.
Yeah. Well, I usually try to get off of the hardcore pain med.
Yeah, you didn't
quick.
ask for extra.
No.
Which
Because I've talked in videos about being an addict, so there's a reason
Right.
for that. But I did get myself off of them pretty quickly. So we came home. I want to say things were good for about 3 or 4 days. It was not very long. It was less than a week because we went back to see her. In less than a week, my pain had come back so bad that I was on the same amount of Tylenol, and I had started taking the last of the pain med that I had left.
Right.
And I called the doctor, and she said to come in and see her again. You know what it was? I had a spot. I was sure that I had another fistula. Right? I'm remembering this now.
But we were confused.
But we weren't sure if it was a
Like
fistula. Because literally, talking about getting close to your husband,
just
you remember
came out of
you got a
surgery.
flashlight.
Yeah.
I had to sit on the bed, spread cheeks, and my husband had to flashlight in there to see.
Yeah, I guess that'd be some advice. Make sure you have a flashlight. Surgical pains. I don't know.
Or like one of those minor lamp hats
Yeah.
where you like put it on, it's got a
Yeah,
light in the.
I guess. I don't know if you're getting that close with your head, but you're trying to look at it.
Okay, so we thought I had another fistula. I had a lot of pain. It was coming back. I had a lot of drainage, which wasn't normal for the Ceton. So we made an appointment. She got me in right away, which she always was done for me. And remember, she told us we were some of her favorites. Like, she liked us in general because we're super amazing. But anyway, so we went to see her that time. And do you remember? She was kind of baffled. She was like, I think you have a second fistula. She was like, I've never seen this, unless you have Crohn's. She's like, I've never seen this. There's no reason for it. So we'll just do another exam under anesthesia and look at it once we're inside. And if it's a fistula, we'll possibly do a fistulotomy. If it's in a spot where it might impact your sphincter, we'll do another Ceton. And if it is another fistula, I'm going to refer you to a GI doc, which she told me at that point. And at that point, we scheduled that surgery, this was about the 3rd or 4th week of January. For February 17th was the next surgery. That is the date, I know for sure.
I remember
going for the surgery, and this was the point he made about recording after the surgery. I go in, Dr. Smith is amazing. She tells me, hey, it's going to be fine. She wheels me into surgery. I go to sleep. I wake up, and Ricky, why don't you tell? So you went in with her, and you started recording without asking, and she's like, oh, you're recording. Oh, I should say, my sister couldn't come to this when my mom came with you.
Yes.
Right? So you all were together.
Yes, that was the second surgery, and that was mid-February.
Yep, February 17th.
Yeah.
So Ricky was recording and recorded the entire discussion with the doctor, which actually was amazing. I would recommend everybody do that because then I was able to listen to it.
Right. I think you may have stayed at your mom's.
We did. We stayed at my mom's again.
I don't know if I did.
You didn't that time.
I stayed at the house here. Yeah. Well,
yeah,
he
drove
stayed
back
at
and
his
forth.
mom and sisters for a day or two.
Right. So you came over, he came and checked on me every day and had to touch the Ceton.
Yeah, after work.
Isn't that something to look forward to? You just finished a long day of work and then you get to come over and touch your husband's Ceton.
Oh.
Lucky you.
I imagine it like having kids or something, because kids probably do a lot of interesting stuff. So,
we
don't have kids.
Are you equating being married to me with having a child?
Maybe.
Partly true.
But if we had kids,
Probably true.
I assume, because I'm not a parent at the moment, we may be in the future.
Yeah, I'm not pregnant.
So, like, what parents have to deal with on a day-by-day basis, you know, I don't have anything to complain about.
I could not have scripted this any better if I had tried. Okay, so that's the overview. On March 8th, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which has probably made me as crazy as I am. Or was I this crazy when you married me?
Different type. It's evolved to different kinds.
A different kind.
You're on
of
a
crazy.
segment over here
It's a
when I first
spectrum.
started dating you.
It's a spectrum.
And then it grew into
Crazy.
something else.
Well, this is going to be the most popular video I've ever done, just because
Really?
of the, 100%,
Wow.
100%, just this interaction.
But going back, I guess, before that, before the diagnosis, really was the scary part, I would say, for both of us as well as for me, because you love somebody so much, but you don't know how to help them. And you're trying to do everything you can through researching online, talking with the doctors, trying to get into the doctor,
Yeah.
whether they're a specialist or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it can be trying, and I know everybody's doing their best at these times too during COVID, and I think everybody's doing an amazing job, but yeah, it's just, it can be mentally exhausting, where the worry. So you want to stay positive as much, and I
And
would
you
say,
are a really positive person,
Yeah.
just in general.
yeah, I didn't know maybe I had underlying kind of anxiety, but I probably did. And I'm a person who doesn't want to deal with emotion, but I'm realizing I have to.
Well, and
I
you're
don't- I
married
don't-
to me, and I have the
Yeah.
most emotional
We're the complete
out there
opposite.
family in the world.
Yeah. I'm the complete opposite from that, so I don't like to deal with them.
And I guess that's the part I was going to ask you about. So, for people that don't know us or aren't close to us, our close friends, people that see us often would probably say that we're both pretty lighthearted.
Yeah.
And
There will, I hope, and I think there will be people in your life that you need to
lean on.
talk with
Yeah.
and lean on. And
Well, and that's something
You're not
I was.
alone.
That's something I was going to
Yeah.
ask. So I know that when we had a diagnosis and I was starting treatments in Remicade, and we are not one of those couples that like read each other's phones or like look through each other's messages and things. But I know from my sister telling me that she would text you and reach out to you and like check on you, not me. Like, of course she's checking on
Yeah.
me too, but she made a conscious effort to ask how you were doing every
Right.
once in a while and just
Yeah.
check in on you. And I know my
Yeah.
mom tries to do that. I
Yeah.
think some of our friends.
And I think you need to be honest.
Yeah.
You need to be honest and you need to be open about it because you don't want to go down a dark path.
Did that happen?
So-
Did you have some dark times?
I know you did.
Well, for sure I did.
I
I
would
wanted to
say,
be dead. I was asking you to push me down the stairs.
I would only say, like, dealing with so much of the diagnosis and all that leading up until the whole COVID-19 started happening.
That made it worse.
Shutting down everything. That just made things worse when then I started noticing things for me got worse. But
For
I've
your
dealt with
anxiety.
it.
For your anxiety.
I dealt with it, yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned it.
And we should explain
Yeah.
because anybody on Crohn's
Yeah.
that is on, I'm on a chemo pill
Yeah.
called azathioprine, and then also Remicade, which I've talked about in another video, which I'll link
Right.
to here. When you're on those, your immune system is at zero because they want your immune system to chill the heck out so that your body will stop from, in my case, creating these fistulas. So when COVID happened, and my husband works with the public in
Yes.
retail, that's really scary.
Yeah, we learned about that.
Right in the middle of this,
Yeah,
I literally got
before
diagnosed,
the-
and your office
It was
shut
right
down
before the pandemic
2
happened.
weeks later.
Early March when we were with Dr. Deepak,
Yeah.
and he was mentioning the treatment, which he's gonna be on chemo. I'm like, holy crap! But he's like,
Well, yeah, it's a different.
he's like,
it's
it's
not
a
like
different
cancer,
type. It's
different.
like it's not as extreme,
Right.
and he's like,
I would lose my
his
hair
and stuff
right.
like that. So,
thinned a little, but I haven't lost it.
you know, and talking about
I haven't lost
being
a lot of weight,
immunocompromised, and
which would have been wonderful.
was that a side effect?
It's supposed to be weight loss. I've
Yeah.
lost like 10 pounds in the 3 months I've been on this
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
So I think the thing that I want to point out and just say is that chronic illness is forever. So it's not something that you can be cured of or that you will go into remission for. It's forever. So, and you signed up to marry me. So that's forever.
Yeah.
So forever, ever, ever. you will have me making farting butt jokes at home because I will have Crohn's forever. And so, for someone out there, how about that part? Like, has it sunk into you yet? Because this is still pretty fresh for us, everybody. We're 4 months into this, knowing what it is. Has that sunk into you yet, that it's forever?
Yeah, 4 months.
That there isn't a time where I'm healed or...
Yeah. It has sunk in. I think more of the aspect of, because when you love somebody, you kind of think of them, but you're not thinking of yourself. But you're like, well, they're going to have to deal with this for the rest of your life, but it's also going to affect you, I guess.
Yeah. Our
so,
kids.
Yeah.
I mean...
And anybody around
our
you.
dogs.
Yeah.
We get dogs.
And you may lose some friendships.
Oh, yeah.
You may lose some people in your life because they don't know what's going on, but
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's where I think you need to be open
Yeah.
with people about what's going on. I don't know. I'm more of an introvert, so I don't know if I'm...
You are?
Yeah. I put on a game face for work and for certain things, but it's one of them. I don't like to deal with people, or even my close friends. I can only, like, I'm not a people person, so I can't see them every single day, every single minute, even though I lived with you, Tanya, love you.
And Buddha.
And Buddha, yeah, I lived with him too. If I'm forgetting anybody else, forgive me. Yeah, and so...
But they checked in on you.
Yeah, they did, and I would say that there are people that are better about things than I am. But I'm trying to give the best advice possible as an introvert versus an extrovert, because most people, I would say, are not as shy or kind of like introverted as I am, or a little more people person. I would rather much stay home and watch a good movie or read a book or
HGTV,
little things like just on my iPad doing little things
not watch
around
your
the house.
husband's video channel.
Doing things around the house, all kinds of things. So
because I, unlike my husband, am a total extrovert. Like, I feed off of the energy of my friends and family,
right.
and the people that love me and I love.
Yeah. And I need my environment calm and relaxing
and you married me.
Serene.
None of those things would be.
Yeah. Well.
So, well, Ricky, I really appreciated the time you've given me for this. I'm definitely going to pull you back in at some point in the future, and we'll talk again about what this is like. It's a chronic illness, so it's not going anywhere. So we'll probably want to check back with you soon and see if anything's changed or any new tips you may have. When I have the bigger surgery on the intestines thing in the beginning of next year, I'm likely to want to bring you back on to talk about the work process of getting more time off, because that one is a much bigger surgery. I'll be down a lot longer. I'll be in the hospital several days.
Because I've only been approved for one.
FMLA at this point.
FMLA.
So at that point, that'll be a much bigger surgery, but I may have you on. Yeah, I will have you on again for other things. I think as I think of ideas on this channel of what you might be able to give the audience out there for the Crohn's videos some insight on. So I hope you'll come and talk to me again.
Well, of course. You know I am.
And watch my videos. Thank you everyone for spending a little time with us. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and ding the bell for notifications of all of our new episodes. I upload new videos to the Let's Talk About Butt Stuff playlist every Thursday. Look for Dear Barrett videos every Tuesday and Saturday. I will link to that playlist up here. And also AuthorTube videos, because the whole point of this channel was because I'm a writer and I'm currently in the process of trying to get a literary agent and sell this book I've written. So if that interests you, check out this playlist here. So at any rate, I appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by with us. Again, thank you to my very handsome and wonderful husband, Ricky Laurie. And have all the blessings. Thanks, everybody.